Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get so caught up looking for love that we overlook the signs right in front of us. Now, let me tell you something. A real man, when he's serious about a woman, he doesn't just say it, he shows it. He's not out there running games, making promises with no action. No, he's steady. He's consistent. He's patient because he knows that the right woman is worth the wait. Ladies and gentlemen, you ever notice how, in today's world, people confuse patience with weakness? We live in this fast, forward generation where everybody wants everything right now. We want love overnight, success by tomorrow, and commitment by next weekend. But let me tell you something, a real man's patience, when it comes to love, when it comes to building something meaningful, ain't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of preparation. See, when a man is serious about his future, he knows rushing can ruin what could have been great. Pace doesn't mean he's sitting around doing nothing. Patience means he's working behind the scenes, preparing himself to become the kind of man who can handle what he's praying for. A real man doesn't just want a woman. He wants to be ready for the right woman. And that takes time, discipline, and growth. Now, ladies, if you've ever wondered why a good man sometimes steps back, stays quiet, or moves a little slower than you expect, don't always assume he's not interested. Sometimes he's building. Sometimes he's fixing himself so he doesn't bring his old pain into something new. A man who's patient is a man who's thinking long term. He's saying, I want the way she shows up. I can love her the way she deserves, not the way I'm used to. That's strength. That's emotional maturity. And in a world where people jump from one situation to another, that kind of patience is rare. Because every man can talk smooth, but not every man can wait with purpose. Waiting takes humility. It takes vision. It takes the kind of self-control that says, I'm not going to mess up what God's preparing me for just because I'm lonely right now. When a man is patient, he's not just waiting for someone to walk into his life. He's making room for her. He's cleaning out the ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something real. When a man truly values you, he doesn't come with excuses. He comes with effort. See, time is the most expensive thing any of us can give because you can't get it back. You can lose money. You can lose opportunities, but when you give your time, that's a piece of your life you'll never see again. So, when a man gives you his time, his energy, his intention, that's not random, that's intention. Now, too many women out here are falling for words instead of watching patterns. You don't need a man to tell you how much he cares. Watch how he shows up. Because when a man values you, you'll never have to beg for a moment of his time. He'll make room for you, even on his busiest days. He'll call, he'll check in, he'll make sure you know you matter. Because when a man sees your worth, he understands that consistency is how you build trust, and trust is how you build love. I always say, excuses are the language of people who don't care enough. I've been busy. I meant to. Something came up. Those are just ways to cover the truth. You weren't a priority. A man who values you won't leave you wondering. He won't let days go by without communication. He won't make you question where you stand because he knows that a woman's heart is not a guessing game. It's a gift that deserves clarity. See, a man's investment isn't just measured in money. Anybody can buy flowers or take you out to dinner. But it's his time that reveals his heart. When a man sits down to listen to your day, When he remembers the little details you thought he forgot. When he makes sure you feel safe and seen. That's love in action. That's him saying, you're important enough for me to slow down. And ladies, let me help you see the difference between a man who's just present and a man who's invested. The one who's just present will be there physically, but absent emotionally. He'll be on his phone while you're talking, nodding without hearing a word you say. But the man who values you will look you in the eyes. He'll be fully there. He'll ask questions, give advice, laugh with you, and hold space for your silence. Because when a man values you, your peace becomes his responsibility too. I know this for a fact. A man can't fake consistency. You can fake charm, you can fake compliment, but you can't fake showing up every single day with real effort. That's why time is such a powerful test. It exposes who's serious and who's just convenient. Because a man who values you doesn't want to waste time. He wants to build something that lasts. He wants to make memories, not apologies. Now, don't confuse attention with investment. Attention is temporary. It's easy. Investment is intentional. It costs something. When a man invests time, he's sacrificing things he could be doing elsewhere. He's saying, I'm willing to give up my comfort, my schedule, my distractions, because you matter more. That's what separates boys from men. A boy will look for what he can get. A man looks for what he can give. And I'll tell you another thing. When a man values you, you don't have to chase him. You don't have to prove your worth or beg for his effort. His actions will speak louder than any words could. He'll plan ahead because he respects your time too. He'll show consistency because he knows that's how you build security. He'll protect your emotions because he knows love without care is just noise. So, if you're in a situation where you're getting nothing but excuses, take that as your answer, because a man who values you will show you. He'll prove it by how he treats you when no one's watching, how he speaks about you when you're not in the room, and how he keeps his word when it's not convenient. That's the mark of a man who's serious. Every minute he spends with you says, you're worth my time. And when a man makes you feel that way, not through promises, not through flattery, but through presence, that's when you'll know he values you not just for what you bring to his life, but for who you are in it. That's real love. That's real investment. And that's the kind of man worth waiting for. Let me tell you something that a lot of people forget when it comes to love, relationships, and life in general. Consistency will always reveal what words try to hide. You can talk all day long, promise the moon, say the sweetest things. But at the end of the day, it's what you do and how often you do it that tells the truth. See, Gordy can say, I love you, I miss you, I'm going to do better. But consistency, that's the proof. That's the action behind the talk. That's the language of real intention. I always say this, a man who's serious about you will show up the same way every time. Not just when it's convenient, not just when he wants something, not just when he's in a good mood. He'll show up because that's who he is. When a man is consistent, you don't have to question his feelings. You don't have to wonder if you're important. His patterns will tell you everything you need to know. See, consistency is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing effort every day, even when it's not easy. It's texting you not because he has to, but because he wants to know how your day went. It's calling when he says he will. It's remembering the little things you told him, not because they were grand or dramatic, but because they mattered to you. That's consistency. That's intention. A lot of people start strong, but finish weak. They come in with charm, with excitement, with energy, but then they fade when things get real. The truth is, consistency separates those who want you from those who just want the feeling of having you, because anybody can be good for a week or a month. But a man who's intentional will keep showing up long after the excitement fades. That's how you know his feelings are built on something solid, not just emotions. Consistency is also about respect. When a man respects you, he understands that his actions carry weight. He knows that every broken promise chips away at trust. So instead of making empty promises, he just follows through. He understands that love isn't about grand gestures once in a while. It's about small actions every single day. It's not the roses on Valentine's Day. It's the check-ins, the encouragement, the effort to make you smile when life gets hard. And ladies, you can feel the difference. When a man is consistent, you stop feeling anxious. You stop questioning his intentions because his actions tell you he's not going anywhere. He doesn't disappear and come back with excuses. He doesn't leave you wondering why he changed overnight. He's steady, reliable, and honest. And let me tell you something. That's not boring, that's rare. Don't mistake peace for dullness. Sometimes the loudest love is the quiet one that just keeps showing up. Now, some men think that being consistent means losing their freedom. But that's not true. Consistency doesn't trap you. It defines you. It shows that you're not yet enough to commit, mature enough to handle responsibility, and confident enough to stand by your word. Real men don't run from consistency. They embrace it because they know it builds trust. And trust, my friends, is the foundation of every strong relationship. And I'll tell you this, inconsistency is one of the biggest red flags you can ever see. Because inconsistency always hides confusion. When someone is hot and cold, when they love you one day and act distant the next, that's not passion. That's uncertainty. That's someone who doesn't know what they want. A man who's sure about you will never make you question where you stand. You'll feel secure, not suspicious. You'll feel seen, not sidelined. See, consistency doesn't require perfection. A man will make mistakes. He'll have bad days. But even then, he'll communicate. He'll take accountability. He won't disappear and act like you're supposed to read his mind. He'll show you that even when life gets messy, his commitment stays the same. That's what separates a man with intention from a man with excuses. When someone's consistent, their love feels like a rhythm, not a roller coaster. You know when they'll call, how they'll treat you, and what to expect. There's comfort in that. There's peace. That's how you know you're dealing with someone who's intentional, not impulsive. Ladies, pay attention to consistency. It's the truth that doesn't need to be spoken. It's the mirror that reflects a man's priorities. You'll never have to decode mixed signals from someone who's truly into you, because consistency doesn't send mixed signals. It sends one clear message. I'm here. I choose you. I'm not going anywhere. And men, let me say this. If you've got a woman worth having, be consistent. Don't let her wonder if she's the only one who matters. Show her through your actions. Protect her heart with your reliability. Because the truth is, real love is not built in one big moment. It's built through 1,000 little consistent ones. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's golden. It doesn't sparkle, but it shines steady, And in a world full of talkers, the one who shows up day after day, quietly, faithfully, is the one who really means it. You ever meet somebody who tells you they love you, but their life don't look like they're preparing for you? Their words sound good, but their actions don't line up with anything that builds a future. Let me tell you something. When a man is truly serious about a woman, he starts aligning his goals, his dreams, and his decisions with her in mind. That's how you know he's waiting for you. Because a real man doesn't plan his future alone when he's already met the woman he wants to share it with. See, alignment is more powerful than attraction. You can be attracted to somebody who isn't going anywhere. You can be in love with someone who has no direction. But when a man is aligning his life goals with yours, he's doing more than just loving you. He's preparing for you. He's building a space for you in the vision he has for his life. That's not coincidence. That's intention. A man who's waiting for you isn't wasting time. He's using that time wisely. He's figuring out how to become the kind of man who deserves the kind of woman you are. He's saving money, setting goals, fixing his habits, learning patience, and building discipline. Because he knows that when you show up, he can't come empty-handed, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually too. He doesn't want to just say he's ready. He wants to be ready. Now, ladies, pay attention to this. A man who's aligning his with yours will start to include you in his plans naturally. You won't have to force your way in. He'll say things like, when we move, when we travel, or when we buy our first home. He'll start talking in we, not me. That's how you know his mind is shifting. He's not just thinking about his career, his goals, or his success. He's thinking about your happiness too. Because when a man loves a woman deeply, her peace becomes a part of his purpose. That kind of alignment doesn't happen overnight. It takes growth. A man can't align his life with yours until he knows where he's going himself. That's why sometimes you'll see a man take a step back, get quiet, focus on his grind. It's not because he's lost interest. It's because he's preparing. He's trying to become stable enough to lead, secure enough to protect, and wise enough to love right. That's a man who's waiting for you. Not idly, but intentionally. And here's the truth, you'll feel it when his goals start aligning with yours. You'll notice how his priorities shift. He'll start talking about consistency instead of convenience. He'll start valuing time, family, and faith more deeply. He'll want to grow in the same direction as you. He'll match your energy instead of competing with it. Because when alignment is real, there's no ego, no jealousy, no imbalance. Just two people walking in purpose, side by side. And don't get it twisted. A man aligning his life with yours doesn't mean he's giving up his individuality. It means this learning how to merge his vision with yours so that both of you can win together. He's not trying to outshine you. He's trying to make sure the light hits both of you. Because when he wins, you win. When you succeed, he feels proud, not threatened. That's the kind of love that lasts. When both people are rooting for each other's growth,
not afraid of it.
When a man is aligning his goals with yours, you'll notice he starts paying attention to what matters to you. If you're passionate about helping others, he'll support that. If you have dreams of starting a business, he'll encourage it. If you're focused on building your faith or your career, he'll respect that journey and find ways to support it without slowing you down. He's not intimidated by your ambition. He's inspired by it. Because he's not waiting to lead you. He's preparing to walk with you. A man like that doesn't see partnership as limitation. He sees it as multiplication. He understands that when two people move with shared values and direction, they can build something powerful. He's not thinking about short-term pleasure. He's thinking about long-term peace. That's why his choices start changing. Who he hangs around, how he spends his time, what kind of lifestyle he builds. Everything starts reflecting the kind of woman he's waiting for. And let me tell you something, ladies. A man who aligns his life with yours is rare. He's not chasing trends of validation. He's focused on alignment, not attention. He's building for the future, not living for the moment. He's saying with his actions, I'm not just waiting for you to choose me. I'm making sure I'm ready when you do. That's powerful. Because waiting without preparation is just wishful thinking. Waiting while preparing. That's purpose in motion. So when a man starts planning his life around something bigger than himself, when his actions show that he's making space for love, commitment, and partnership, that's your sign. You don't have to question his loyalty. You don't have to test his intentions. His life will start speaking louder than his words. You'll see it in how he carries himself, how he prioritizes growth, how he talks about the future. That's when you know he's not just passing time. He's preparing time. He's not just dreaming about love. He's designing his life for it. He's not just saying he's ready. He's proving it by aligning everything he does with the woman he wants beside him. And when that happens, when you find a man who's moving like that, ladies, understand one thing. He's not just waiting for you to come into his life. He's already building a life worthy of you. Let me tell you something that most people overlook. When it comes to love and relationships, you can tell a lot about a man by how he treats your peace. A real man doesn't just protect your body or your image. He protects your peace of mind. Because when a man is serious about you, he understands that your peace is part of your happiness, and your happiness is part of his purpose. If he's protecting your peace, he's already thinking about your future. See, any man can make you smile for a moment, but it takes a mature man to make sure that smile stays. When a man truly loves a woman, he wants her to feel safe. Not just safe from the world, but safe with him. He wants to be her calm in the chaos, her quiet in the noise, her comfort in the storm. He doesn't want to be the reason she cries at night or questions her worth. He wants to be the reason she rests easy. That's what protecting peace looks like. Now let me make this clear. Protecting your peace doesn't mean he's perfect. It doesn't mean he'll never upset you or make mistakes. It means he's aware of your emotional well-being and he takes responsibility for how he affects it. When a man values you, he pays attention to what brings you peace and what disturbs it. If he notices that certain arguments, habits, or people cause you stress, he'll make adjustments. Not because he's scared of you. Because he respects you. That's a rare kind of man. Because too many out here think love is just about romance and attraction. But love without peace is chaos dressed up in passion. And when a man has the right mindset, he knows that peace is the foundation of real partnership. That's why he listens before reacting, why he speaks with care, why he tries to understand instead of just responding. Because he's not just protecting the relationship, he's protecting the peace that keeps it alive. When a man is thinking about your future, he's not just thinking about where you'll live or what you'll have. He's thinking about how to build a life where you can both thrive without constant drama or confusion. He wants to create an environment where love feels easy, where laughter outweighs arguments, where communication replaces tension. And that starts by protecting your peace today. A man who protects your peace won't bring unnecessary chaos into your life. He won't play games with your emotions. He won't disappear and come back with excuses. He won't gaslight you or make you feel like your feelings are a burden. He'll bring clarity, not confusion. He'll bring conflict, not conflict, because he knows that your peace is not something to play with. It's something to preserve. You'll notice it in how he handles conflict. Instead of raising his voice, he'll load his pride. Instead of trying to win the argument, he'll focus on solving the problem. He'll take time to understand where you're coming from. He won't always agree, but he'll always respect your point of view. Because in his mind, the goal hasn't to prove you wrong. It's to protect the love that keeps you both right where you belong together. Now, let's be real. Protecting peace isn't always about words. Sometimes it's in the silence. It's in those quiet gestures when he notices you're overwhelmed and gives you space to breathe. It's in how he steps in to handle something stressful so you don't have to carry it all alone. It's how he reminds you to rest, to take care of yourself, to believe in yourself again when life wears you down. That's not just a man in love. That's a man thinking about forever. Because when a man is serious about your future, he's not trying to impress you for a season. He's building consistency for a lifetime. He wants you to know that no matter what comes, he's got you. He'll cover you in prayer, defend your name when you're not around, and protect your heart when you're most vulnerable. He doesn't just see you as his partner. He sees you as part of his purpose. Ladies, let me tell you this. Peace is the new luxury. In a world full of noise, manipulation, and broken promises, peace is priceless. So when you meet a man who values your peace over his pride, who apologizes first because he doesn't want tension to linger, who makes it his mission to keep your spirit light, you've met a man who sees beyond the moment. He's not just loving you for who you are now. He's loving you for the woman he wants to grow old with. You'll know him by the way your heart feels around him. You won't have to walk on eggshells or question your worth. You'll find yourself breathing easier, smiling more, and worrying less. Because real love doesn't exhaust you, it restores you. It brings peace where there used to be pressure, and joy where there used to be doubt. That's how you know he's not just thinking about today, he's already building tomorrow. And men, hear me when I say this. If you really want to keep a woman, protect her peace. The world already demands too much from her. She shouldn't have to fight for peace in the one place. She should find it with you. When you protect her peace, she'll give you her loyalty, her softness, and her trust. You'll unlock a love deeper than attraction. You'll earn devotion. So when a man guards your peace, when he shields your heart, when he speaks life into your dreams and stands between you and anything that tries to harm your spirit, understand what that means. He's not just being kind. He's revealing his vision. He's saying, I'm not here to take from you. I'm here to build with you. Because a man who protects your peace isn't focused on temporary pleasure. He's focused on eternal partnership. And when you find that, ladies, you found the kind of love that lasts. Let me tell you something that took me a long time to understand. Love is not something you're supposed to chase. Real love doesn't run from you. It meets you where you are. The problem is, too many people spend their lives running after someone who was never planning to stop. They chase attention, chase validation, chase affection, thinking that if they just try harder, love will finally work. But here's the truth. When love is real, it doesn't make you chase it. It chooses you. It stands still and waits for you to recognize it. See, we live in a world that glorifies pursuit. Everybody's talking about the chase, about winning them over, about making them stay. But love that requires constant chasing will never give you peace. Because if you'll have to chase it, you'll have to keep chasing it to keep it. And anything you have to chase constantly isn't meant for you. It's meant to teach you. Real love, the kind that builds families, builds legacies, and gives you rest at night, doesn't need to be hunted down. It reveals itself in its consistency, its care, when love is right. It's not loud. It doesn't play games. It doesn't keep you guessing. It stands still. It says, "Here I am." Solid, steady, ready. And the reason so many people miss that kind of love is because they're too busy chasing after the wrong kind. They mistake excitement for connection, attention for affection, and passion for peace. But real love is not about how fast your heart races. It's about how safe your heart feels. Ladies, sometimes the man you've been praying for has already shown up, but you don't see him because you're too focused on someone who keeps running away. You keep chasing the one who gives you mixed signals, while ignoring the one who's been standing still, ready to love you with clarity. You're so used for fighting for someone's effort that you don't recognize ease when it's offered to you. But when love is real, it's not supposed to exhaust you. It's supposed to restore you. A man who truly loves you doesn't make you question your place in his life. You won't have to decode his words or chase his attention. You won't have to wonder if you're enough. He'll show you through his patience, through his consistency, that he's not going anywhere. That's what it means when love stands still. It's not stagnant. It's stable. It's not boring. It's secure. Now let me talk to the men for a second. If you have to keep chasing a woman who's not ready, who's not willing, or who's not seeing your effort, that's not love. That's emotional exhaustion. A real woman will recognize your heart, your effort, your loyalty. You don't have to beg her to see your worth, because when love is mutual, both people stop running, they slow down, they meet in the middle, and they decide, this is where we build. See, chasing comes from fear. We chase what we think we can lose. But when love is genuine, there's no fear, there's trust. There's a quiet confidence that says, I don't have to force what's meant for me. The right love doesn't require convincing. It requires recognition. It's not something you chase down in desperation. It's something you notice when you're finally at peace with yourself. And that's the key. You can't recognize love that stands still if your spirit is restless. If you don't have peace within, you'll mistake chaos for passion. You'll keep running toward what hurts you because it feels familiar. But when you slow down, when you finally get still enough to listen, you'll see that love's been waiting for you. Calm, patient, unwavering. It's the person who's been checking on you without an agenda. It's the one who's never left, even when things got difficult. It's the one who doesn't just talk about love, they do love. Real love doesn't need to chase because it's grounded in certainty. It's two people who've decided, I'm not going to run from what's real. That's why you see couples who've lasted 30, 40, 50 years. They didn't spend all their time chasing excitement. They built stability. They recognized something special when they found it and decided to stay and grow it. You know what's powerful? When someone's love is patient enough to stand still. When they say, I know who I want, and I'm not going to play games or run away. That kind of love doesn't need attention. It just needs appreciation. And too many people overlook that because they're addicted to drama. They think love has to be complicated to be real. But let me tell you, the most powerful love you'll ever experience is the kind that brings peace, not pressure. A man who's waiting for you will stand still in purpose. He won't rush you. He won't guilt you. He won't confuse you. He'll wait with respect, with faith, with maturity. He'll align his life, focus on his goals, and when you're ready, he'll be there. Not because he's weak, but because he's wise enough to know that the right person is worth patience. That's not chasing, that's preparing. And ladies, when you find a man like that, a man who's steady, consistent, and calm, don't overlook him because he's not dramatic. Don't mistake his peace for lack of passion. Sometimes the quietest love is the deepest. Sometimes the man who doesn't say much is the one who means the most. Pay attention shows up, not the one who just shows off. Because when love stands still, it's inviting you to rest. It's telling you, you don't have to chase me. You don't have to perform for me. You don't have to prove yourself. Just be you. That's the kind of love that allows you to heal, to grow, to breathe. And once you've experienced that, you'll never go back to chasing anything again. So remember this, real love doesn't run, it remains. It doesn't demand, it gives. It doesn't confuse, it clarifies. When love stands still for you, it's not because it can't move. It's because it doesn't want to move without you. And when you finally learn to stop chasing what's fleeting and start recognizing what's faithful, that's when you'll find the kind of love that was meant to last a lifetime.